Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, you've seen on my channel that I do a sort of quarterly update on electricity tariffs, and I make a quick comparison of what's out there in the market at the moment. Right now, the things that stand out, Tomato Energy seem to be particularly good. Now had a couple of subscribers tell me that their service has been good, their customer service has been good. So they are very pleased. So I'm happy to recommend that. Also said that EDF Energy has about the cheapest daytime rate with an overnight charging period. Now, if we only had the one EV, and that EV was our second electric car, because we now have not just my Audi e-tron, but we've got a Fiat 500 electric as well. That Fiat, well, we drive it about 100 miles a week. It's the second car. My wife uses it as her fun thing. It's a fantastic car. Absolutely love it. It's going to feature on the channel quite a bit. But at 100 miles a week and an efficiency getting up around the 4 miles per kilowatt hour, we might charge it up once a week. It's only going to use 25 kilowatt hours. It'll charge in about 4 hours. And, there's not a great deal of charging. So most of the electricity is going to be the household stuff, not car charging. In which case EDF would probably be the cheapest option because that has the cheapest daytime rate for the house. And we can still benefit from that fixed 5-hour overnight charging period. It would cover a full charge in the Fiat, that weekly event, and then things like the dishwasher can be bumped into that overnight period. That would work the best for us. Also out there is Eon Drive version 4. Now that one is particularly good. Although it's a bit more expensive by day, they have a very long and very cheap overnight period. That one would suit most people best of all. If you're not too sure if you sit in those kind of higher users or low users, then British Gas is sitting between the two in terms of their daytime pricing and their nighttime charging. So again, that might be a good compromise. The nice thing with Eon, 7 hours of overnight charging on a 7 kilowatt home charger. That's going to give you 49 kilowatt hours, maybe a little bit more because some chargers run about 7.4 kilowatt hours. So 50 kilowatts into your battery, that might suit most people. 200 miles potential range there. If you've got a super efficient car, you're driving around in a Tesla 3 or something, getting 4 miles per kilowatt hour. You're going to get 200 miles of range out of that 7-hour charging period. Daytime rate is competitive, and said overnight is about the cheapest out there. So here's the thing. Why am I, with all the research that I've done, sticking with Intelligent Octopus Go? Well, it's about the amount of charging I have to do and when I have to do it and how much I have to do in one go. My Audi is not an efficient car. The fat e-tron 55, the old one, it's a proper thirsty beast. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic car, but it is a thirsty old beast. When I go on my regular commute, and I'm now back at work, as you'll know from my February ski trip video, I ended up in hospital. I was medically unable to work for most of the summer. I've now returned to work, and I've been back and forth to Heathrow pretty regularly doing a retraining program, and now I am back. This is the Dubai sunshine making the camera go a little bit blurry. Anyway, so with the Audi, I'm going to do a long commute, 170, 180 miles. That's going to use 70, maybe 75 kilowatt hours. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to need to charge up. So on that charger, that's going to be 10 or 11 hours of charging to take me back up to a full battery. And at the moment, because of retraining, I've been going back and forth pretty regularly. So I am needing to do that charge. I can't just kind of top up a little bit on my battery overnight and then top up a little bit more the next day and kind of keep building up. I need to do a full charge because I've got another commute coming up. So with that Intelligent Octopus, I'm setting the fact that I need to depart again the next day, that I've got a very low battery state, and I am getting 10 or 11 hours of charging overnight at that cheap rate. So that means that a lot of the household use is at the cheap rate, and I've also got a bit of solar, and that reduces our daytime electricity use. It's a very old system. It's only 7 panels on the roof. It produces about 1.7 kilowatts. Summer's day, at its best, it might throw out about 9 kilowatt hours. In the winter, it's only doing a couple, but it does take the edge off the daytime use. And of course, at night, it's dark, the solar's not doing anything, but the electricity is cheap. So that's why Intelligent Octopus Go is the answer for me. It's because I'm benefiting from those long charging periods, because you just set the ready by time. Octopus assign a charging schedule, they give you those extra hours, and I get that 10 or 11 hours of charging. And at the moment, I'm doing that often enough that it works out best for me. It also means that when I'm away overnight, the Fiat can be plugged in and that can be topped up, and the charge is just on a timer for the 6-hour period, so that will just top up the Fiat at the cheap rate without having to worry about setting any ready by times or anything like that. Also means that my brother pops around in his ID bus, he can get 6 hours of charging overnight, and that works out well as well. We are getting a second charger in, that's going to be an OMI, so more about that on the channel later, so please hit the subscribe channel. One other thing, my car is being replaced. About 10 days time, I'm getting a delivery of another car. Now that next car is going to be a bit more efficient with a bit more range. So when I'm in that and I'm seeing how the commuting goes, I can see how much charging I need to do. Of course, that means with a bigger battery on it and a more efficient car, I won't be getting home with a nearly dead battery. And perhaps, Eon is going to work for me, because if I get back with that car and charge up for 7 hours, that might give me enough for another commute. If I started full and I was doing 2 commutes, 7 hours charging between them might be enough. So keeping everything under review, hit the subscribe button just to keep getting the updates. But that's why I'm sticking with Intelligent Octopus for now. It's because I need that 10 or 11 hour charging period. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, and if you want to join Octopus because you're in a position like me where you need those long charges on a fairly regular basis, then there is a link to Octopus in the description. You can click on that. There's 50 quid in it for you as a benefit from Octopus. It comes off your first bill, and I get a kickback as well, which is very nice if you do that. But I think for most people, don't go to Octopus right now. I think Eon, maybe EDF, and Tomato Energy are the ones to look at.